What's your favorite type of athletes to work with?
Athletes.
It's the Connoisseur Club. We here at Fitness Explosion, Vacaville, California. My man Mugzilla finna get in here, knock this interview out, see what he hollering about, all that.
I got drive, got 10 tens and they doing their job. My boss gates roar when I bend the block. You can hear me coming if you ready or not. Ready or not.
How you doing today, sir?
Yeah, man, what's up? I'm doing good. How you doing?
My brother, finally got you here. You own it. You're on the Connoisseur Club. Time for you to talk about you.
The Connoisseur Club, man. Let's go.
All right. Who are we here with today? Give me a name, where you from, all that.
Name Mugzi. They call me Coach Muggs. They call me Coach Muggs the celebrity. They call me Mugzilla the silverback gorilla. They call me Zil. You know, I'm a bunch of things, you know. I'm a master, man, of all type of things. For real. I'm from Vallejo, California. Hillside Vallejo all day. For sure.
All right. And I know a lot of people in the Bay Area know you. I know you, but you like my big brother to me. But how did you get to this point in your life? We in your beautiful gym right here. I had to come up here and see you. What brought you to this point? What are all the things you went through in your life that brought you to this point?
Well, what brought me to this point, man, basically, I've been doing music all my life and whatnot, and Sic Wit Records, 3030 Sic Wit Records, all the above, the group, the Mossie, and been touring, you know, Way 40, and, you know, I got my records out and everything, and pushing records. And as I was pushing records, I had my children, you know, and for my children, it was like, you know, I want to be there for them. I want to be a father to my child. So I'm a young man, 16 years old, 17, 18, on the road, traveling across the, you know, United States and whatnot. And it was a point in time to I was like, I got to be there for my kids and, you know, help them with their sports. They started their sports and all that, and want to see them playing their sports and just see them grow up in life. And so I took control of that, and eventually I started doing spot dates on tour and whatnot, and started to do more things with my kids and watching them do what they do. Then I ended up getting into some coaching. One of the coaches out there was like, man, it seems like you need to coach, man. These kids gravitate towards you, all these kids. And so he talked me into it, and once I started coaching, you know, another guy came up to me and was like, you know, I'm at the gym all the time too, so I'm just trying to make it a short story, you know. So it was really a long one, but it's a short one. So then another guy, as I was coaching, you know, youth football, pony baseball and whatnot, another guy came up to me and at the gym when I was working out, because I had a few other fellas always working out with me, and was like, man, you need to be a trainer. You know, people always flocking to you to train with you know, with you and everything. You need to be a trainer. And I'm like, man, I can't do that, man. I'm too busy. I got this and that. I'm on the road. I'm watching my kids. I'm doing this, doing that. You know, so eventually he was like, you know, kept talking me into it. He was like, you can make your own schedule. You know, I'm like, nah, I'm cool. He was like, man, you can help other people. People love you, you know. And so while I'm coaching my kids and everything, the music industry started taking a shift in life, you know, when the digital world started coming in. Yeah. Once that digital world started coming in, I really was like, okay, you know, they pirating our music, they stealing our music, so the revenues ain't coming in like it's supposed to be, but it's there, you know. Maybe this is a part of my life that I need to change a little bit. You know, I still could do the music, and so I ended up start personal training, got my certificates and everything. He talked me into it, got my certificates, trained, and my first client is who really touched me. He was like, you know, after a few months I trained him, he was like, hey man, you're saving my life. And I'm like, I'm saving your life? What you mean? I'm not thinking nothing about it because I'm still traveling. I'm still doing my thing. He was like, you're saving my life. My insulin level's down, my blood pressure, I'm off the blood pressure medicine. I'm doing this and I'm doing that. You're saving my life. And I really didn't look at it that way. I just was thinking, hey, I'm just training you. You know, I'm gonna get you down. That's what it is. But I didn't realize I was saving his life mentally, physically, emotionally, spiritually, the whole shablam. And that's when I said, I'm gonna take this to another level. So I ended up being a personal trainer at Vacaville Fitness 19 for several years. And I was the top trainer there while doing music and all this too. I'm still doing music, still coaching the kids, seeing my kids grow up. So I was a busy man and I ended up being the top trainer there, to where I was tearing out. I couldn't make no more. So I was like, okay, it's time to make another move. I can't just sit here. So I ended up starting my own business, Fitness Explosion Elite Training, and went to Vacaville Fitness and rented space from them. So as I rented space from them, I only had a couple of time slots as far as to have a group training, but I had slots for personal training. So I'm spending a lot of hours personal training. I'm like, I need my groups so I could take a little bit away from the personal training. And so they didn't have enough time slots for me, and I was just growing and growing and growing. And eventually I was like, okay, it's time to make another move. And God blessed me to make another move into this building right here. Now that we have a storefront called Fitness Explosion Elite Training, you know, and it's truly a blessing for sure. Well, now Fitness Explosion Elite Training within 6 months is the #1 gym in Solano County.
Man, that's
How
big.
about that?
That's big, bro.
And we're still growing.
And do you think a lot of people know you because of the name, or is because how good of a trainer you is? Let's be honest with that.
Basically, I don't never, when they say Coach Muggs, who is Coach Muggs, I don't never explain the music background. I let people come in to see who Coach Muggs is as the trainer. And so they get a lot of feedback on my training. I have a lot of athletes that has scholarships. I have an athlete in the professional baseball that came through me, you know, Willie Calhoun, you know, and so, yeah, so it's like Texas Rangers, man. And so it's like my training is impeccable. I know how to get you down. I guess it was just a God's gift. You know, I know how to get you down. Then I know how to talk with you through the mind, you know what I'm saying, to make sure that we, you know, moving in all phrases. And then, you know, that spirit is really deep, you know. And so I just know a technique, or maybe it's just forget the technique, it's a gift, you know, to train. It's a gift to train. So the training is what takes over. And then they find out afterwards, oh, you Mugzi. Oh, that's why they call you Coach Muggs. You Mugzi from the Mossie. Oh, you E40 little brother. Oh, okay, I get it now. I get it. But basically it's all on, you know, Coach Muggs. You know, this training is all on Coach Muggs.
Man,
You know,
I've been seeing your results out here, man. I've been seeing a lot of these youngsters out here that you give training to us, them.
Yeah.
And like, what advice would you tell somebody like that's interested in like fitness and things like that, like, or to get in your type of business?
Right.
Like, what advice would you give somebody?
Well, you can't be lazy in this business. And another thing is you don't want to get over on people. A lot of trainers try to get over on people with the money wise. You want to think about them first. You want to think about their mind, body, and spirit first. How are we going to help the next person? When you're helping the next person, guess who they're gonna tell that's helping? You know, they're gonna tell their friends, hey, this is who helping me out. They're gonna tell their friends, but when you're getting over on them, you know what I'm saying, they ain't gonna bring your name up because you already got over them. Now you're putting your name in the dirt. You're putting it in the mud. You know what I'm saying? So for you guys out there that's trying to get in the training business, it's a hustle. You gotta move. You gotta keep working. You gotta believe. You gotta know where you're going, what you're doing, and you gotta treat your customers right. And you gotta, you know, but for me, you gotta have faith. You gotta love God. Because when somebody kick me or try to talk behind my back or whatever, you know, make me grind harder. It make me go harder. And when I go harder, 10, 15 more people come and I touch their lives, man. I make it a family. That's how I do it.
So like, everybody, well, I ain't gonna say everybody know, but a lot of people know your Bay Area better. What would you prefer doing music, or would you prefer doing the fitness, or would you just prefer doing both? I know I know it's time consuming to do everything you want.
Right.
I don't want to push you on the spot, you know, be like, yeah, I like this better than that. But what do you think affected more people's lives? I know, because as far as your music, you basically started a lot of this hypey dance and shit.
Right.
I'm gonna be real with it.
Right.
You know what I mean?
I can claim that. Me and my boy tap that ass. I can claim that for
So
sure.
who do you think you touched the most in the music business or in the fitness business?
You know what? It's really hard to tell, because I still got people to this day on the music side saying, Muggs, man, that music y'all was putting out and them dances you was doing, you know, I felt that, you know. Even my boy CC Sabathia was like, Muggs, I was in there doing your dance before when I was a young man, you know what I'm saying? Terrell Owens was doing my dance in the end zone. You know, so it's a lot of lives out there affected through the music, and then now it's a lot of people's lives, like the guy said, say, hey Muggs, you saving my life, and more and more people saying that. It's like I have sit downs with my clients and they just spill it out and we just talk about things and it was like, thanks coach, you know, you got me over this, you know, so because that positive mindset that I have. But I'd rather do both, you know. I'm still doing both now, but my fitness is first because I'm helping more people, you know, and I'm on that one-on-one basis with them or in their face. When I'm doing my music, it's like a big stage and you can't reach out and touch everyone, but you can touch them with the music. But you can't reach out and be, hey, what's up? You know, after the show or whatsoever. You don't have that one-on-one experience unless they backstage or whatsoever. So, you know, I'd rather do both. I'm doing both now. Still got my music out. I put a few songs out under Zil, the name Zil, just to play with it. You know, a different type of music. Island Girl, They Be On Me, and a Real One. You know, the song called Real One. So check under Zil, and you'll find 3 songs that I put out.
How did you come up with the name Zil? I seen it on a couple of your like little clips and videos, but where did that name come from?
It came from Mugzilla, right? And so Mugzilla, then my boy Jim Neezy, you know, rest in peace. He was like, "What's up, Zil? Hey Zil, I'm gonna give him that claim." You know what I'm saying? He was like, "Zil." I was like, "Yeah, I like that Zil." You know, it just flowed with it. You know, Zil. I like the double name situation. So my boy Jim Neezy, you know, rest in paradise, pimping, gave me that name, man. Yes. And as far as this fitness, man, it's a beautiful thing. I'm very happy. Saving a lot of lives, just touching lives, seeing people face happy, see people smile, seeing the weight loss or the transformations in people. It's just so gravy from 81 years old all the way down to 8, 7, 6, 5 years old. That's what we working with, man. It's beautiful.
Yeah, I see you had the football players here earlier.
Yes. Had a few football players in here, man.
Yeah. So, what's your favorite type of athletes to work with?
Athletes,
anybody that's ready to get.
Anybody that's ready. But I tell you, what touches me more is a athlete that's underestimated or uncoordinated. You know, them are the ones I love to get to a next level because they're already behind. And once I get done with them, they caught up or surpass. And them ones right there touch my heart.
That seem like they had the biggest results.
Correct.
You know.
Yeah.
So, tell me about how you came up in Vallejo. Tell me about your upbringing in Vallejo. I mean, a lot of people kind of know your family backstory, but tell me the Mugzi backstory.
Grew up in Vallejo, 1324 Magazine Street, Hillside of Vallejo. We call it Hillside of Vallejo, but it's Beverly Hills in the south side of Vallejo. You know, I went to John Davidson Elementary, then went to Franklin Junior High, then Hogan High School. With the background, we grew up it was a hood, it was a ghetto. I come straight outside and it's nothing but a movie. You know, as soon as I walk through my doors, it's a movie. It's a place where you have to defend yourself, you know, take up for yourself. You have to be strong and you have to be strong-minded, not just strong, but strong-minded to, you know, keep on moving forward. You dig? As I went to high school, I was doing my music, you know, 16 years old, doing music with the family and whatnot, and also playing sports, baseball and football, and it was very, very good. You know, I had a lot of things going on at that time. Baseball, went to varsity in the 10th grade. Back then it was 10th, 11th, 12th, so I was in varsity baseball, 10th grade. You know, that was kind of gravy. It was kind of rare back then. And then, you know, played that high school football with my boy Marcus Bishop. I was fullback, blocking for him, and linebacker. We ended up being co-champions 1992. You know, so my Vallejo background goes deep, man. I mean, you know, with the group, the Mossie, under Sic Wit Records, you know, and we just, you know, we're pioneers. We really like royalty of Vallejo. So a lot of background there.
Yeah, and you also had the 3030 records too.
I had the 3030 records. So I brought out 3030 Sic Wit Records, and I brought out Turf Talk, Nump, I Got Grapes, La Rue, DBs, you know, They had the song Stewie. We had it moving. Man. 3030 Records was part of that hyphy movement. You know, it was real strong in that hyphy movement also.
You was on some of the Pharrell classics.
Right.
Man, give me, what was your favorite? I can tell you mine. I'm gonna ask you yours first.
My favorite classic was that I was on.
Yeah.
Was Extra Manish.
Yeah. You already know that's what we do. Everybody love that. It's everybody's song right here.
Yeah, Extra Manish was my favorite one, man. It's just because I was a young, 15, 16-year-old kid, Yeah.
Y'all was coming up, everything was brand new.
Right.
It was that time for y'all, man.
And when 40 was like, because I did like a couple of solo songs, street songs.
Street Life.
Well, the Street Life was on the Click album.
Yeah, but that was my too, though.
But I did a youngster brand and some real deep. And that was flowing in the streets, you know what I mean? And when 40 was like, man, I want you on this Extra Manish track, I was like, what? He was like, yeah, I want you on this. So I was juiced. I was like, I'm about to go in because 40 Caviar already did drought season, you know what I'm saying? And that was slapping. So I was like, okay, this Extra Manish, man, I'm about to go in on it. So put that together, man, and it's been a classic. My boy Jay Stalin, one love to you, Jay Stalin. He ended up, doing a song and putting some of the Extra Manish verse up in there and whatnot too, So one love and making it out of a hook. Yeah.
And congratulations, you got a baby on the way.
Yeah, got a baby girl on the way. I already have a 27-year-old girl. Then I have a 23 now, son, Kaylin Hardy. Shout out to you. And so now I got a newborn on the way anytime, right now, any day. A baby girl, Nevaeh Stevens, Nevaeh Priya Stevens, so she's on the way. We just waiting like right now. I might have to get up and just,
that's why they told me, you might have to get up and run on me. So I was hoping to get it in with you, man.
It's a beautiful thing, man. It's a blessing. Now that I'm a little older and whatnot, I see the development better of how the baby is born, and I'm like, this is something out of this world. We can't just create like that. This is a higher being had to create this, and then I got more respect for the woman, even though I have respect then, but I have way more respect now, seeing how they have to hold that child and the things they go through to hold that child. So it makes me mad, it pisses me off when I see fathers not being a father to their child and whatnot, or if the woman is telling the guy you can't see your son, it's just pissed me off to see things like that when that child is getting developed. We should, a father got to be a father to his child. You got to make sure you got to respect that woman that's having your child. That's a gift, man, for sure.
Kind of along them lines, and when it goes to like nowadays and the youngsters, and how you don't see fathers taking care of the kids. And what are some of the things you would say like to young black men coming up right now? If you can give them some advice, talking directly to them, what would you say?
My advice to my young black man is stay knowledged up, stay respectful. Be respectful to one another. We acting like the KKK, assassinating one another. Straight up, you need to be respectful to the wife or the woman that's really having your kid. Some of y'all might slip up, understood, but at the same time, that's your kid, that's your blood. Take care of them. We gotta stay knowledged up around here and stop hating on one another. If we come together, we can really build some good things like me and this brother right here, Kev. And I'm gonna just tell you straight up, man, the streets, I've been there, it's gonna always be there, what I'm saying? But at the same time, you wanna live to be about the streets, and see a better life. Some of y'all haven't even been off the corner, haven't even seen like the Bahamas or, Hawaii or some paradise islands, you know what I mean? Or you haven't even seen a city like, Detroit, or, you haven't even been nowhere. You gotta try it out, man. It's a whole beautiful atmosphere, a whole beautiful thing. We always can take care of our corner. That's where it's at. But if we go do it, let's come back and take care of it. Let's help. Let's push. Quit acting like the KKK.
big. It's big advice, man. Because it's getting bad out here with it. I mean, a lot of us, some of us need to take the time, like you are now, and just say something about it.
Right.
You know?
Well, I plan on doing that right now. We got we putting together a hike on March 7th. It's called Hike for Hope. And so this is for Hike for Hope is a hike at Peanut Adobe that we're asking people to come. It's free. You can register on Eventbrite. And we're just, you know, having little tools and little stops to where we talk to our people. And it's for you to let out if you're getting bullied, you know, if you're on the block and you know you're ready to try to, you know, live a different life, or if you're getting battered at home, you know, or just in all walks of life. If you have cancer and you're trying to fight through it, or you know, you're going through some diagnosis or whatever and try to get through it. So all walks of life come through. We take that hike, we use a certain amount of tools on the way up, and then once we get up, we write on our pad or write on our balloon and just release it all. And you know, look at the top of that mountain and then look down and say see how peaceful it is up here, you know. And so we got that Hike for Hope coming, and you know, that's where I'm trying to march that way to start helping our streets and helping you know, people that really want to move forward in life. So I'm gonna be reaching out more and more. So it's crazy how you said that, but I'm gonna be reaching out more and more, you know. And there's a lot of our street cats that want to, you know, make sure that we live in positive too. You know, they having kids and things and seeing like, oh, this ain't the way to go. I'm not saying take away from our culture, nah, but I'm saying taking away from each other. You know, this life is short. Once you hit somebody, they gone. This ain't no video game. You know, a lot of our culture right now, these kids think it's a video game. You know, they're learning what type of weapons it is from the video game. Then they go out there and use it, and now they don't know that life ain't coming back.
And they don't learn the consequences till it's too late.
Till it's too late. You know, and then a lot of our youngsters don't know, okay, you might hit this person, but don't forget they got family members too. And you got family members. You got a mama, a daddy, sister, brother, and kids. So don't think it's not gonna come back on to you. Eventually it will. Eventually karma plays its role. I say let's knowledge up, let's work together, let's build together, you know, keep the culture going, you know, love one another. You know, we lynching one another, just like I say, like the KKK. It's a lot, huh?
It is a